Hi, my name is Sanchez. I'm with a company called Tractor Tip Equipment, and what we have for sale here today is a Caterpillar 303 CR. This is a mini excavator. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the mechanics of this particular machine in the first clip, the operating specs in the second, we'll run it in the third. If you buy this tractor from me or any of the others that I have for sale, I've got some skid steers, I've got a big 966 loader there. Skid steer in the back there, a T590, pad foot roller, John Deere 310 backhoe. That sucker right there is fully loaded. Takeuchi TB 1140. Got a service truck, another compactor, some loaders. Point is, if you buy this tractor from me or any of the others that I have for sale, you're going to be dealing with a guy running the camera, Pro Provencio. He's my right-hand man. The serial number of this machine is D like David, M like Mary, A0207, and I'm going to leave that last digit blank. Price on a new machine like this these days is I don't know, maybe 45, 50 grand. This particular unit has 1,861 hours on it. The widest point is this little strike-off blade here at 5 foot 1 inch wide. That's the widest point. This tractor weighs 6,721 pounds. The highest point is the top of this cab right here at 8 foot 3 inches. The transportation length from the end of this track to the front of that knuckle when you got it in transport profile is 14.5 feet. Comparable machines are maybe like a Case CX20 or maybe a Kubota KX033. As far as the history of this unit goes, this machine, like almost every machine we purchase, is an original owner Dallas, Texas machine. I say that because it's got no rust on it. This machine was born and bred in Texas, and it's never left. The reason I say that is because we don't work in a corrosive environment, so there's no rust on this machine. I mean, you'll see where the paint's flicked off and the rainwater's kind of gotten to it, but in no way, shape, or form is rust pervasive. We're 300 miles from the ocean, and we're far enough south that the only salt we see is the salt on our kitchen tables. Just about every machine we purchase comes from one of about 30 different large contractors and municipalities that we deal with here in the Metroplex. This particular machine had an excellent maintenance program that rivals some of the best I've seen. We've been happy with all the machines that we purchased from these guys, and when I say millions of dollars of equipment, I'm not exaggerating. That's a control valve. We'll get to that in a second. Like I say, we've been happy with all the machines that we purchased from these guys, and before we purchase any machine, I have two mechanics go out and inspect it. And if they say everything's okay with the machine, then I personally go out and I inspect it before I write a check, if the money's right. As far as options go, this machine is obviously an open cab machine. Maybe some people consider that an option. It's got a cool little cup holder right here for your beer. That's another option. It's got a thumb. It's got auxiliary hydraulics. It's got a plate welded across the teeth there. It's got an offset boom. It's got rubber tracks. It's got a pattern control change valve right there. Oddly enough, it actually has two pattern control change valves. Not sure why they did that, but it is what it is. I was thinking it had a 12 volt outlet, but it in fact doesn't. So I guess you could add one of those in. As far as the engine goes, this is a Cat C 1.3. This is a diesel engine. It's a gross horsepower of 24.8, net horsepower of 23.5. The fuel tank is a 12-gallon tank, which will run you anywhere from 14 to 18 hours of operation. There's your fuel tank. There's your hydraulic tank right there. All of the fluid levels are where they should be. This machine is mechanically sound. There's no leaks on it. Everything works. Top speed on this machine is 2.8 miles an hour. The undercarriage, as you can see, is 100%. We got a really good deal on those set of tracks. And I asked Pro what he thought about it. He said, man, the tracks that are on it aren't bad at all, but we got these tracks for less than $1,000, so we went ahead and bought them because they were just so cheap. And they're not cheap tracks. They're just there's a company that we've done a lot of business with, and they're trying to get into the track business. It's a tire company. Anyway, long story made short, they got these low price leaders out there, and we grabbed these tracks because they were just cheap. The final drives have plenty of power for this machine to counter rotate. As far as things that are wrong with this machine got the lights knocked off of it. Now, we can put lights on it if that's an issue for you, but if it's not, we figured why charge somebody with the expense if they in fact don't care about the lights. So we didn't put lights on it. The hydraulics are strong on this tractor. There's no cracks or welds anywhere in the work equipment. I think I said that it's got auxiliary hydraulics, but I'm just saying it again. There's no cracks or welds anywhere in the work equipment. There's no deflection or any kind of problem in this kingpin area for this for the boom or the Rotec bearing. The teeth underneath that cutting edge are 100%. That bucket is 18 inches wide. It's 2 foot 4 inches high, and it is 2 foot 6 inches deep. I'd rate it at about maybe a fifth of a yard. This thumb is 25 inches. It's 6.5 inches wide. This excavator will dig, the maximum dig depth is 9 feet. The maximum reach at ground level from that center of the circle is 16.5 feet. Maximum dig height is 15 feet. The breakout force on this unit is 6,385 pounds, and the lifting capacity is about 4,500 pounds, but that's up close and kind of perpendicular to the machine, so, or the tracks have got to be perpendicular with a stick. I'm sorry, parallel. Perpendicular is the other way. It has to be parallel with a stick. So anyway, you know what I mean. This blade right here is 13 inches tall. It's 5 foot. I'm sorry, 13 inches tall. It's 5 foot 1 inch wide. And it'll if you put this blade all the way down, it'll dig like 1.7 inches. The drawbar pull on this machine is pretty impressive. It's 6,947 pounds. So the drawbar pull is defined as the amount of weight that a machine can push or pull in addition to its own. And in this case, this machine is an impressive 6,947 pounds. So, Pro, you got anything else?
You got it covered.
What do you think of this machine, Pro?
I like it. It's got a lot of power.
All right.
Kind of want to use it around the yard some more.
Yeah, we've been using it around the yard, so the hours may accumulate a little bit. So on that note, we'll run it in the next clip.
Two.
Basically, to set this thumb up, it's pretty simple. You just take this keeper pin out, put this, shit, that ain't right. Yeah, it is. Put this pin here. So, and you started if you're doing it by yourself. Push that sucker through there, like so. That's it. Inside of the cab here, this is for your auxiliary hydraulics, that's for your swing, and this is your travel controls. This is for your dipper stick controls, and this lever right here is for your blade control, and that lever right there is for your RPMs. All of the gauges work, all the lights work.